Okay, so for today, what will be our topic is how to start with the debug system. So for the laboratory, for the lecture in the laboratory, we will be using three tools to implement the assembly language program. So we have there the debug, debug of the 8086 command lines or program, and then also we will be using the emulator EMU 8086. Okay, so for the first tool, uh, for you to be able to run the debug, you must have a 32-bit operating system. So since most of the so if you have, say for example, a Windows 7 or Windows 98 or earlier, or if you have a what do you call this, 32-bit operating system, Windows 8, I guess they have also 32 bits. So you may use the command line. So at run, say for example, you can type in command to show this command line. Okay, so once you've already are already in the command line, so just type in the debug command. Okay, to be able to access the prompt, this particular prompt. So this hyphen indicates that you are already in the debug mode. Okay. Um, However, most of the computers nowadays is already having the 64-bit, so which means we need to have um, a way on how to access the 32-bit disk operating system. And to do that, we will be needing a virtual machine which runs virtual CMD. Okay, so virtual CMD enables you to have a 32-bit operating system, disk operating system. And this can be implemented using the DOSBox. Okay, so for now, we will be using the DOSBox, okay, to be able to run the debug for the 8086. Okay, so for that, we will need to install and download so the first thing that we have to do is to download and install the debug. So you may just go to, so under the Google, so you may search on the DOSBox. It's a freeware that you can download. Okay. So there's the DOSBox. So all you need to do is to download that DOSBox according to your operating system. So they have here for Windows, for Fedora, for Mac OS, for Ubuntu, for Linux-based operating system, and so on. So you just have to download. So just click anything anywhere in here, and so you will see the installer. So just any typical installation, you just have to double click to install. So after you've already installed the disk operating system, okay, the next thing that you have to do is to download the 8086. Okay, so the 8086, I made it available in the Blackboard. Okay, so I'll in the Blackboard under the course tool, the course materials. Okay, I haven't done that yet, so I will do. So I will upload I will upload these files and have that downloaded and stored or saved in your C drive. So once you've already downloaded, so you have here this particular path. So it will be in your C drive, okay, and have that downloaded. Okay. So the next thing that we have to do is, of course, run the DOSBox, box, and attach the virtual drive. So in the DOSBox, it enables you to attach or mount virtual hard disk, virtual disk. Okay. So for our virtual disk, this particular path, so C8086, will be used as a virtual hard disk. So virtual hard disk. So to do that, we need to mount. Okay, so I'll show you how it is done. So here, once you've run your DOSBox, okay, it will give you this particular prompt, which means you're running in a emulated or virtual disk operating system. And to mount a particular drive, okay, a particular drive to the disk operator, this virtual machine which has a disk operating system, okay, we will be using the keyword mount. So the keyword mount, and then this is the name of the drive, and this is the path of the disk. So if you save your virtual disk or the commands for 8086, so the command will be mount C and then whatever the path. Okay, so say for example you use other path, so path of the 8086 instruction or commands. Okay, so this can also be some other letters or drive, provided you remember. You can remember. So Z. If you use Z, that means no, you cannot use Z because Z is already here. So say for example T, you use it T. So this time you have to go to the T drive for you to be able to run the instructions or the commands in the 8086. Okay, so once you've already done that, okay, you can now test if the available instructions or available commands are already there. So what are the commands that we will be needing? So if we will be using tasm, okay, so we need the tasm. We need also the link. Okay, so to emulate the EMU8086, we can use the TD. So trace, it's some kind of tracing. So we want to trace the individual instruction. So if you will be using a MASAM, so Microsoft ASAM, we will also be needing the link. So once the link is already created, it will create a .com. So .com or .exe file. So if we want to translate an exe file to binary, so we need to do exe to bin instruction. Okay. Okay, so I'll be discussing the commands after I showed you how it is done. So let's go to my DOSBox. I've already installed my DOSBox and I already saved my 8086. So ito, medyo, it has a lots of programs available here. So I have my tasm and exe available in this particular um, path. So what we need here is the bin to hex or hex to bin, exe to bin. So the debug, the exe to bin, the link, the masam, the tasam, and the td. Okay, so those are the available what do you call this? Available commands or program once you downloaded the 8086. Okay, so I have here the DOSBox. So I just have to mount in this particular path. So say for example, I use P and then I attach the virtual disk. Okay. So this is Mac, so it has a different way to attach. So the path is 8086, so P is mounted. So this time I have to use P. Okay? So if I will see the content of the P, dir asterisk dot exe, all the exe file. Okay, so it will show you all the exe, not the tasm. So if I want to edit this example, I would like to delete this, and the other unnecessary exe file. Okay, so if I want to see, so these are the commands that we will be using to run an assembly language program. So this is basically the basic commands available once you downloaded the 8086 ASM file. Okay, so then after we've already attached, so we can have the debug. So say for example, I would like to use the C drive. Is it possible? I may also attach that. So mount C and then the path. Okay, and then I use C. So if I check the content of the file, it's still the same. So I use the virtual hard disk C drive. Now, so for YouTube, so the first thing that we will check is the debug command. So here, the debug command is available. Okay, and if you want to see all the available commands, so you just have to just like in Microsoft, the question mark. So these are the available commands that we can use for debug. So in here, okay, so in here, we have here the different commands. So for D is for the we have three categories: the memory management commands, the assembler commands, and the program control commands. So for the memory, so we have display the content of the memory, compare the contents of memory, edit whatever the content, fill with information, and move the contents of the memory, search the content of the memory. Then for assembler commands, so we have the assemble and unassemble. So this enables us to write the program. So we directly write to the RAM or to the memory. And for the program control commands, we have the execution of the program, display the content of the registers, and trace or the step-by-step execution of the assembly language code. Okay, so we have here an example of how to use the different commands. Okay, so for the memory management, so as you can see here, so if you want to display, so display, it shows you the content of the memory. So if you want, say for example, would like to enter, so let's use fill. So fill the content of memory location 100 to 130 with information Mapua University. Okay, and of course display. So as you can see, the offset. So this is the segment address. Okay, this is the segment address. Excuse me. I don't know if it works. I will try though. So this is the content of, so this is the segment it's so big, and this will be the offset. Okay, so the offset. Okay, so as you can see, each of this is a byte. So 1 byte, 2 byte, 3 byte, up to 16 bytes. So that means this is a paragraph. So one line, this particular line is one paragraph. Okay, so this is one paragraph. Now, so as you can see, this particular block, okay, doesn't have any content. So if ever there's an ASCII character or instruction, if it has a content, you will see the equivalent here. So let's try. Let's see. Okay. So in this case, for a while. So in this particular case, so let's see the content of the memory location after filling that up with information. So as you can see, when you say D, it will continue. So it will just continue. It will continue from 170 to 180. Now, if you want to see the content of this, since we change the range of address from 100 to 130, so supposedly this will be changed. It will be filled with this information. So we just have to display. So in this case, we have to display memory location to 130. So as you can see, or display memory location 100. So it will show you the block. Okay, so from 100, it will show you the given sentence. The 64. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16 times 8 is 64. So this is considered a particular segment. Okay, so that means this 6D is the M or the Mapua. So 61, this is the ASCII code. Okay, ASCII code or ASCII character. Okay. Okay. Okay, so in this particular case, so I already have I'm done with the address. So we have here the address, and this is the given range. So you may also display the content of the segment register. So say for example, I would like to fill a given segment F000, I will do 0200 to 0100. So we will fill this information. So 0200 0130 with rosemary. Okay, so F0200 100 to 130 with rosemary. F0200 so 100 so 130 with rosemary. Okay, so we can now display the content. So what is this? This is a particular segment. So if you will do 100, it will still show you the Mapua. Why? Because this is from a different segment. So as you can see, if you display the 100, it will still show you the previous content because this is the segment. So rosemary, where is it saved? In the segment 0200. Okay, so for that, so let's say for example, display. So let's display at 0200 100. Okay, so now it gives you the output rosemary. Okay, so you may display. Okay, so you may display. Okay, so you may display the the, what's this? So you may display the segment offset or a particular offset. Okay, so segment